Good morning. So today we have our Worship Connections story, and this story is going to come from the Gospels and the New Testament. Now, when Jesus was on earth, Jesus went from place to place, from town to town, and everywhere he went, people followed him. And people would come to listen to his stories. And the stories that he told were called parables. Our story today is called The Parable of the Prodigal Son. There was a rich man who had two sons. He had an older son and a younger son. And the rich man loved his sons very much. And his sons loved their father. But one day, the younger son went to his father and said, "Father, I want to have my share of the family money because I want to go and explore and have fun and just have freedom and do whatever I want." And so the older son stayed home, but the father gave the younger son his share of the family money. And so the younger son went on a journey. And he went far away to a city, and there he spent all of his money. He spent money on parties and hanging out with friends, and he had a really good time. But soon he did not have any money left, and his friends decided that they did not want to hang out with him anymore. Now at that time, in the city, there was not enough work, and so the younger son didn't know what to do. Finally, he found a job feeding pigs. And as he got hungrier and hungrier and his belly started to grumble, he realized that the way he was living was not right. And as he looked at the food that the pigs ate, he thought, wow, I'm so hungry I could eat that food. And I know that back home, the servants of my father have a better life. So I'm going to go back to my father and see if he will just accept me as a servant. And so he started the journey back home. While the son was still far away, the father was looking down the road and saw him. The father ran over and gave the son a big hug. The son tried to say, "I'm so sorry, can I just be your servant?" But the father would have none of that. The father brought him home and told everyone that they were going to have a big party and they were going to celebrate because the son who was lost was found. And the father was so happy to have him back again. I wonder what it's like to be sorry for things that you've done. And I wonder what it's like to be forgiven. I wonder what it was like to be the older son back home. And I wonder what it feels like to be celebrated.